Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So, hold on for 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. So now anybody that does videos know that we have that moment where we may be doing several videos and we're like, what was I about to talk about again? So yeah, that just happened. Anyways, guys, so welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to talk about how to prepare for 2020. Now, here's the thing. We're not talking about everything. We're just talking about, some simple ways you can prepare for 2020. Now, this is the finance channel, so we want to stick to about finances. So with 2020 coming up, everybody's starting to make these affirmations and things like that. And one of the things that a lot of people fail to do is they fail to implement. So one of the things that you have to understand, in order for you to get better in your finances and get better in like just your investing or anything like that, or your budgeting, or if you're trying to get out of debt, is you have to learn how to set a plan. You have to learn how to simply just create the right habits, the right disciplines. Things like that are very important, because too many times we say we want to do well financially. Everybody wants to make a lot of money. Everybody wants to make this amount, get this here, grow their business, all these different things. But one of the things that people lack is the actual implementation of, taking care of your money, good money management, discipline, and habit. So as you start to prepare for 2020, I want you to take a look at everything that's went on in 2019. It's important for you to see those bad habits, things that were going pretty good that you can enhance on, things that weren't working so well that you can change. Now, here's the deal. If things weren't working well all year long, guess what? You can actually change that tomorrow or right now, today, literally. Because see, I believe that you should definitely take a look at where you are. Have one of those checkups, a reality check. See exactly where you are, see exactly where things haven't been working, etc., and just embrace that. Too many times what we don't want to do is we don't want to look at our mistakes. We don't want to look at the things that weren't our best moments. And so what we typically try to do is we try to gloss over that, not understanding that in order for us to change, we have to confront those things that are hindering us. And unfortunately, some of those things that are hindering us are ourselves. So in order to do better in 2020 financially, to set things in order, you have to start with just having a reality check. Now, one of the things that I love to do is I like to take a look at my finances, see how my spending's been, seeing how things have gone, see how much I've invested out the year, seeing where things have been, how have I handled things, as well as the output. How are things going? Like our bills, is there anything unnecessary that we're still paying for, et cetera, et cetera. So one of the good ideas that you can do is you can actually take your checking account or your savings account or whatever, and you can simply just print out 12 months of those statements, right? And when you print out those 12 months, you can take some time. That's right, take some time. Don't catch up on the latest, series or whatever show it is, and just take some time and sit down and go through those income statements from your bank. Now, what you will find is that there's some trends, and we want to kind of highlight those trends. So a good thing to do is get colored highlighters, and then mark everything that's groceries or eating out, and things like that, or bills, and just start to look at how much money you're putting out. And what you're going to find, as much as you may not like to see it, what you're going to find is there's some areas that you're spending. If you're always going to the store every single day, before work, after work, on lunch break, maybe you could cut some of that out, and maybe buy your food and just make something throughout the week. I know a lot of times people don't want to eat the same thing for 6-7 days in a row or whatever, but hey, there's nothing wrong with doing that if you're trying to get to your goal. We shouldn't be eating to please ourselves anyway. We should pretty much be eating to like heal ourselves in a sense anyway. So what we will find is, if we were looking at those things, we will find that there are some areas that we can save. There's some areas of improvement. Now, that money can be used to save, or it can be used to invest. Of course, if you're saving a high interest savings account, but simply being able to just identify those things that are pulling away from you and start to cut them off. Now, one of the things that we've done, and one of the things I'm always talking about at home, is kind of minimizing how much stuff we do, especially on the weekend. One reason is because, we have 3 kids. They have friends. We have friends who have kids. Then there's all these different events and these different things. And what happens is you need to get caught up in going here and spending this money, this birthday party, that birthday party, this birthday party, that birthday party, this event, that event, the next event. And then what happens is you're easily putting out money at each event. And so what I have always kind of talked to my wife about is like, let's just kind of, watch how we do those things and kind of minimize, so that way that we're not just expending unnecessary money. Not saying that we don't care for people, and things like that are close to us and dear to us. However, we do have to find some type of balance and understand that, yes, celebrating somebody's birthday doesn't always mean you have to buy them a gift, but just celebrating them as a person, as a great person. And sometimes you can just do little fun things together that may not necessarily cost a lot of money. But all in all, just watching different things that are taken away from you and that have taken away from you all through 2019 and just kind of editing and maybe kind of snipping some of those things out. Now, as I touched on about having healthy disciplines and having healthy habits, those things are very vital in your financial success, because just like you have muscle memory, if you played sports or if you're lifting weights or you're doing any type of activity, what happens is you get muscle memory. So the same thing can happen with your financial your financial health and your financial well-being by just kind of having that muscle memory, where you're just creating certain habits. So when you get paid, this is how much I put here, this is how I put there. If you go to church and you're spiritual, this is where I pay my tithes. Whatever the case is, just being able to create those habits and stick to those habits. And those healthy habits are what's going to help you win more financially. Just like we talk about investing a whole lot on this channel, to be a good investor, you have to have some type of consistency. So like I try to tell people, sometimes people laugh at this, but even if you had to invest $5 a week, a month, whatever it is, because you don't have a lot of money, or $10 a week, $20 a week, whatever the case is, just investing at that consistency wins more than you just never do anything because you're waiting for the right time. So being able to build those disciplines and those habits, that financial muscle memory, I like to say, being able to build those things, they're going to help you to kind of structure how you want things to be financially. See, the reality is, it's not too much you can't really do. Like, to be honest, like if you plan for just about anything, you can do that. Sometimes the problem is we don't plan, and sometimes we don't have those habits. And so when we want to do things or we're looking to get somewhere, we're looking at it with a short window. Like, we need to do it tomorrow, or we need to make this happen today. So like, say if you want to buy a car, well, you don't necessarily have to buy a car today, but you can say, I want to buy a car, next year. Well, you can give yourself a time and say, I want to buy a car in 10 months. So then you can say, well, how much do I need to save in 10 months so that I can get that car? Or whatever the case is. But that's just an example. As well as because here in America especially, we're so used to that fast life of getting things that we want, like fast foods, stopping at the convenience store, all these different things. And what happens is those things break down our finances because we're doing so many little things. We put out so much money. Like the moment you get your paycheck, there's already things you got to pay. There's bills, there's taxes on everything. This is a long list of things that you already have to pay, let alone just eat or feed and take care of your family. So you want to be able to build those disciplines and things like that and train your mind, financial muscle memory, so that way that you'll be able to overcome those things that are starting to pull away from you or you and your family. Now, there's actually a few tools that I use that I think are pretty good. Now, one is for business and one is for personal. Now, if you're trying to manage your money, see everything, budget your money, and kind of organize your stuff, for the next year, there's two things that I use. One is QuickBooks. I use QuickBooks, but I use it for my business. Now, they also have a part in QuickBooks, which is like a self-employed part, where actually, it's pretty inexpensive. It's like $10, $15 a month, and pretty much what happens is you can track your mileage, your business expenses, pay taxes, all those things, send invoices, everything all from one place, and you can create rules. So if you have a business expense that happens every single month, you can create a rule that every time that expense happens, that it gets categorized. And so through those things like that, you're able to kind of see, your tax write-offs, and it's a definitely good platform. I actually have done some reviews about that where you can kind of, take a look and see what it's like to use the platform. I might have to do an updated review because it's about a couple years ago. But that's definitely good for like organizing things with your business. Now, something else you can also use that's for personal. You kind of can use for business, but more so for personal budget is mint.com. Now, they're both owned by the same person, which is Intuit. But Mint is a place where you can actually kind of organize your finances. You can see your budget, create a budget, create goals. If you're trying to learn how to invest, they actually kind of have, features in there where you can check out the investments that they have, that they offer. Like it'll be another company like Wealthfront, like Acorns or Stash, something like that. Or if you're looking for, even if you're looking for a loan, they give you, recommendations, or credit cards give you recommendations. And I think that's more so because they're actually a free app, so it's free to use it. And so you can sign up, connect whatever accounts you want to track, and you can start to budget and plan there. So that's something that really help you in planning for 2020 and just planning throughout 2020, 2021, etc. And it helps you to kind of see exactly what's going on with your finances and things like that. It gives you a day-to-day update based off of how you're spending and things like that. So those are two things that I highly recommend you look into. Now, there are other platforms out there that you can use, other apps out there, but those two, in my opinion, they're really, really good. They kind of have all-in-one features. And like I said, QuickBooks is very inexpensive if you have a business. And then Mint.com, if you're just trying to, organize your personal finances and personal budget and things like that, it's great. Use it. So guys, 2020 is coming up and I want us all to win. I don't want us to just have these fancy affirmations. I love to speak those things that are not as though they were. However, I also believe in us putting our feet, in action, putting ourselves in motion, making things happen. I actually believe in those things that if you want to make it happen, you got to also show it. You got to do something. So it's nice to have those affirmations, but let's make sure we put the action with it too, because faith without works is dead. So if you want to have a great financial, 2020 is going to be the best financial year of your life, listen, it can be. You got to be willing to put in the work. So in 2020, let's put in the work, and I'm excited to put in the work with you. Anywho's, guys, before I ramble on, I'll talk to you guys soon and see you on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video. I appreciate all the support that I get on this channel. Comment your thoughts. If there's something that you actually use, like if you use something to help you budget, or there's some strategy or something like that, hey, comment below so we all can win. Nobody has no wrong answer. Everybody has different ways to do things, and it might be able to help somebody else, So feel free to comment below, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.